Denny Collins, Josh Rogers, and myself. And first thing I'd like to, George McGowan's here. We'd like to introduce him. And Spence, Roy Spence, we're glad to have y'all here tonight. So, but anyway, we'll travel on here. First thing we want to do is get the minutes approved from the last meeting. I'd like to have a vote. We've got a motion over here in a second. Okay, agenda items.
And a vote.
Yeah, we got a vote here. What we got two. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It's hard to say it, just three of us. That's okay. We'll make it. Marlon, you can vote if you want to. Okay. Okay, first thing we have on there is the Tomlinson College Road Northwest. You have a resolution in the front of you there that was put on here, and I'd like for y'all to look over that resolution, and if somebody would like to read it and make a motion on that, why, Josh, would you like to do that?
Sure. Make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the county mayor to execute a deed to the Church of God of Prophecy for approximately 1.6 acres of the property located on Tomlinson College Road, map and parcel 034-020.02, upon payment of $101, consistent with the terms of the lease with the option to purchase executed between Tomlinson College and the Bradley County Industrial Development Board. And would like to make a motion that Building and Land approve that to send it to the full commission.
Got a first and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Call the roll.
We don't have to call roll.
You don't have to call the
I
roll
think we
on
have
that.
to. Yeah. Just all in
Okay,
favor.
that's good. George, we finished with you there, but you're welcome to stay. Okay. Okay. Appreciate you. Yeah, you might want to come back at 7. We have a regular commission meeting then. It'll be brought up then. If you want to do that. If you want to stay, that's fine. Okay. 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 Thank you. Okay. The next thing we have on the agenda is EMA building. And Troy, you might want to speak to that, what happened today in finance, and let's just go from there.
Yes, sir. A couple things. We went to finance last month, and they had some questions. The biggest one was the property going to be adequate size-wise to house that. So we did have a rendering done, and there's definitely plenty of room there to put a building and to be able to park 50 cars. You can see that there's some space all the way around the building. We have a command post. It's about 45 foot long, so we want to make sure that we can get lined up, get it in and out of the building with no issues. And the reason why we're looking at building a building, and the mayor explained it pretty well today, is 911, we're in their building, they're needing more space. Mark Gibson, who's the chairman of the 911 board, he appointed a couple of committees. One committee looked at, is there a need for more space? And they came back to the full board and said, yes, there's a need for space. The second thing that he did was he appointed a committee to look at options. And one was building a new building for 911 and using the current one as a backup. And then the other thing was building onto the current building. Both of those we feel like would be extremely expensive. So the other thing that came back was it's easier to relocate EMA than it is to do that at a high cost. So when the mayor began to talk to me about that, we started looking, and we did find a grant that will build the EOC. It's a 75-25 split. So it's not free. So today at finance, I asked them to move some free money that we got off the 2020 tornadoes, is $116,000, into a line item that we could go ahead and hire an architect, engineers, and all the things you have to know before you can begin to build a building. And we'll have to satisfy the federal government that we've done that. So, it's free money to ask for more free money to hopefully, in the end, we're looking at, our part being about 400,000. With the federal government paying the biggest majority, we feel like it'll cost about $2.4 million to build a 12,000 square foot building. We're going to finish 6,000 square foot of it. We'll be able to park our portable equipment and everything in the building. And also, if we have a disaster, we can use it for a mini warehouse or a disaster recovery center where the public would come in and sign up for aid for FEMA. And these are things that as soon as we have a disaster, we're looking for how we get all this stuff laid out. And this would be a big benefit for us. And so I was coming here to ask Howard if I don't know if we have to go to building lands after finance approved that, but I wanted to make sure that we covered all the steps. And this is county property, and I don't know if y'all have to approve us doing that. So I wanted to bring that to y'all tonight, just in case, we needed to do that.
Okay, what's the city's part gonna be on that?
So the city pays 20% of whatever we pay. So if it's, let's say that it's $500,000, it would be $400,000 to us and $100,000 to the city. So it's 80-20 split between the city and the county. They pay 20% of our budget.
I'll just say, I was able to watch the finance committee meeting today, and so I appreciate you being available to answer those questions. I thought y'all did a good job. I know there were a lot of, questions, and you guys kind of walked through that, so thank you for doing that. Also, thank you for, we were able to talk, and you answered a lot of the questions that I had beforehand, and thank you for the information that you provided. I know I asked you a lot of questions, and you did your diligence and provided me the grant overview and all of that. So I just want to say thank you for that. I appreciate you, sharing all that you did. Thank you, Mr. Spence. Appreciate you.
Yes, Josh.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Spence, is this building, will it be able to potentially be an additional tornado shelter building? Is that something that you guys are looking at for that part?
It wasn't something we were looking at, and the reason why, if we were having like severe weather, we wouldn't want the public coming into our building where we're trying to make sure that we're,
Working, obviously.
Involved, working, doing what we do, preparing for a disaster and notifying the public.
Perfect. It was just a question that was brought up to me, and I didn't know the answer to it, and I said that I would ask just because I know in that area, I know you guys are always looking for more tornado shelter areas and places to be, and opportunities to be able to serve the public in that way. And
so we feel like the next one will be Bradley High School. They've applied. It hasn't been approved as of yet, as far as I know. But we do have 4 other ones that are currently in the county.
Perfect.
We have about, if we get severe weather, between 60 to about 100 people that show up at all 4 of those.
Wonderful. And I just want to echo Commissioner Collins' comments. I know we've kind of spoke a few times over the past couple weeks, and I've had a bunch of questions as well and comments, and wish you guys all the best on this and best on trying to go after that grant. And I definitely think, with looking at all the options that you kind of laid out before us, I think that this is a great option and a great opportunity for you guys to get in your own space where you guys can be for, the long run and be able to have a building big enough to be able to use, because when, disaster happens in this area, you guys are the first ones out there and working in our community to make sure everyone's safe and taken care of. So I just want to say thanks for all the comments and questions that you answered for me. So appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, Troy, anybody else got a question? Got one question I want to ask you. If you got a grant, you're going to work on this grant, and you got the property here, but what availability does that property have to be to you before you can start on the grant? Does it have to be in writing, but that would be in a resolution or what?
That's a good question. That's the reason why I didn't want to leave anything uncovered by not going and and maybe somebody designating that as the building site for EMA. I don't know if finance approving the money does that, or if this committee needs to do that.
Okay, well, I'd say that's the start here at the committee. And, so we don't have a resolution drawn up to that, but, somebody on the committee would like to make a motion that, take that before the full commission. And we take it before the full commission. And Lori, we have to have a, probably a resolution on that, or what would we vote on it?
So I'd make a motion that we would present a resolution to the full commission supporting, you don't need a resolution?
Okay.
So what would the language look like then on that, Lori?
Emergency Operations Center.
We'll make that motion instead of rehashing it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Nobody opposed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Okay. Other business, is there other business? Short meeting. Grant, would you like to speak? Okay, all right.